Now we are going to learn about measuring. This is a scientific method. One more scientific method, measuring. So measuring means you can understand. So there are different types of measurements are there. So scientists must use these measurements in different ways. So that measurements helps to the scientists to interpret their data in easy way. That can understand the people, common people also in easy way. So how the scientists use this measuring? Let us see. Scientists make accurate measurements as they gather data, right? So they use different measuring instruments. For that, to measure, they use different measuring instruments. What are the, we have a lot of measuring instruments, tools are there. Example, thermometer, which helps to measure the temperature, clock, which helps to measure the timers, and rulers, length, and spring balance, which helps to measure weight, scale. This is also in the length and width we can measure by using scales. And use beakers. These beakers helps to measure the quantity of liquid, whether it is 200 ml or 250 ml or 500 ml or how much it is. So we use beakers to measure liquids and other containers to measure liquids, right? So like this we have different tools to measure. These are measuring tools. So these measuring tools are used by the scientists. See here, using numbers also. Scientists use number system to interpret their data. How? Scientists use numbers when they collect and display the data. Understanding numbers and using them to show the results of investigations are important skills that a scientist must have. For example, I will give example. After experiment, uh, scientist given his conclusion in 10 pages. In 10 pages, right? So anybody can read this. Yes, he has done many investigations, many experiments. He concludes something about something, whatever he researched, whatever his investigation, he given a conclusion. But that, what is his conclusion? He given in pages. He written in 10 pages. Anybody can read these 10 pages? So nobody want to read these 10 pages because it is very time-taking process. So and it is difficult to read 10 pages of the result. So that's why scientists select easy way that accepted by the people. Okay, what is that easy way? They interpret the data in different ways by using these numbers. For example, you can see here a graph is there. Okay, bar graph is there. So by with the help of instead of this 10-page result, if they shows the result in the form of this bar graph, everybody can understand without any difficulty. Even the people also try to understand this because with the less effort, with the easily they can understand by seeing that. Just by seeing, we can understand what is happening here. Okay, so which provide more data, which the scientist complete study we can see here what he studied and what he have done different experiments and what is his result. Everything we can understand here, just within this box. But if instead of this, he will write everything in a pages, in the form of pages. Can you read this? No, we cannot read that. Means that interpreting data also, data also very important after completing the experiment. So for that purpose, scientists use numbers, okay, to display their data. So interpret data. How? In different ways. Not only with bar graph, in the form of this bar graphs, there are different methods are there to interpret the data. What are they? See, scientists collect, organize, display, and interpret data as they do investigations. Scientists choose way to display data that helps others to understand what they have learned. Okay, so if others cannot understand, it is a waste. It is waste of time, right? So that's why whatever they have studied, everything should understand to the people who are reading that. So for that purpose, they choose different ways to interpret the data. Here you can see this graph. Okay, and not only graph tables, charts, and different types of pie charts are good tools to display data so that it can be interpreted by others easily. Okay, so then using number sense, scientists must understand what the numbers they use represent. They compare values, compute the numbers shown on graphs, and record the measuring scales given on thermometer, measuring cups, beakers, and other tools. So number sensor. For example, if you see, it is a glass tumbler, right? So they use number sense on this. They can use the number in different ways. For example, this is normal tumbler, but when we, for example, 500, 250, 100, etc. Then what will become? It's become bigger. It is become bigger, right? So the normal tumbler become bigger. What is the change here? Only with this number sense. So in that way, and one more thing you can see, just it is a normal wooden stick. But when we use numbers sense here on this, what it will become scale. Is it? So the number system, scientists use this number sense. Number sense, by using this number sense, they can do their experiments easily. See here, they compare values, compute the numbers shown on the graphs and record the measuring scales. Record the measuring scales given on thermometer or given on scale or given on measuring cups. They helps to the scientists to measure different types of materials. So that is nothing but using number sense.